match there. I know some people ran to the locker room there. What kind of came back out to take a picture with Callie and Tyler? What was that like for you?
It just shows how like much of a family we are, and like no matter where you go and everything like that, it's just like, I don't know, just explain as family. Like they're always in our hearts. Like we love Tyler and Callie. We miss them a lot, and so yeah.
Did you guys talk to him at all before the match, or even in the lead up to it in the days prior?
Yeah, some of us went to the hotel and we like hung Callie's Lifter of the Year poster up in the hotel, and we like hid at the top, and then everyone like started walking in, and she was like, "What the heck?" And we were like, "Hey!" And we like popped out. So yeah, we definitely went to see them. I feel like relationships are like last year our theme was our roots run deep, and like that just shows you that our roots do really run deep.
What do you think of the way Maggie handled her new role today?
I think she did awesome. Like, I know it can be really hard, especially since I know exactly what it's like, actually. I switched from outside to right side. I mean, they're a little similar, but I think she did awesome. Like, I feel like she's just such a versatile player. She just knows where to play wherever, and coach literally looked at her and was like, "You're playing right side?" And she was like, "Okay." So I think the mental and physical were just spot on.
What does it say about this team that you guys can continue to move things around and yet still come up with the same results?
Yeah, I think it's because we have a saying, we owe fio.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so it's all of us working together, not just one individual. So.
Okay, what are you most proud of yourself about the changes you've made from last season to this season, and how things have started for you?
Just like I was just talking to Brett before I came in here, our like team counselor, and just like the mental strides that I've made, I think it was really hard freshman year just for everything. It was such a big change and things like that, and then on top of that, you're playing Big Ten volleyball, and so I think this year, like, I had a lot of errors tonight, tipped some balls out, hit some balls out, you know, it happens, whatever, but just like being able to come back and like dominate, like things like that, I wouldn't have been able to do that last year.
Becca added the slide wrinkle, right? First time in a match today. I mean, is it nice to have that kind of added back into the offensive repertoire?
Yes. This is something that we were working a lot in the beginning of the season, and then we started running the 6-2, so we kind of abandoned it for a little bit. And now that we have Maggie in here, we saw an advantage, and we really wanted to abuse that as much as we could, and that meant putting me back on the slide and her on the B. And honestly, I don't know, it kind of takes me back to the 5-1, and I felt really confident in that role, and so I'm excited to have it back. And I think, I don't know, it's kind of terrifying having both Maggie on the B and me on the slide, so.
What about, I mean, you two on the block too. I mean, it's a couple times a hop ago. You think pretty imposing block for the team.
Oh my goodness, yeah. When she's got that lineup, and then all I got to do is shape, like there's nothing getting through. It's an absolute wall.
Mm-hmm.
As a freshman, to witness kind of the relationship they had with, I mean, you were here for a little here in the spring with Callie too. What was that kind of like for you to see kind of that connection that they had, to hear the crowd welcome Callie back and Tyler?
It just shows me how, like, you know, she's talking about the roots run deep, and it's not just on the program, it's the whole fan base, and it's just a big one. It's one big heart, and I think it's, I don't know, it gets me excited. You know, I've lived here for a while, and yet I never really knew what it would be like to play for the Nebraska program until I got here, and it just makes me appreciate and understand more of what it means to be a Husker volleyball player. And so to see the way they treat others, that one Megan from Northwestern, even the way they treat her when she comes, they get emotional, even seeing her, like watching her via TV. And so it gets me excited to see how much stronger the bonds can get as the season goes on, because right now I already feel like it's a family, and it just, I don't know, it kind of blew my mind, and it was very heartwarming at the same time.
More questions? Yeah, Becca, coming into tonight, it seemed like just the setters didn't have the best chemistry with the middles. What did today's game, how big of a step was that towards just building that chemistry? Because it seemed like you guys more in flow there today.
Mm-hmm. I think the expectations have been raised on both ends, because we realize it could be such an asset for us. Just with what Caitlin can do and what I can do, we realize that by us not being able to connect in a lot of other matches, we had a lot of missed opportunities. And so we're really just trying to exhaust our abilities and trying to be up quicker, whether it's on the middles end or firing the ball faster on the setters. Because I think the sooner we can figure that out, the more we can move on to the next thing, which is maybe try new shots. And yeah, I felt like tonight it was more of like, you know, a fire under our butts. Like, let's really try and figure it out, because it's a good chance too.
When your team had 2 blocks the first 2 sets, you come out the third set, you have 3 blocks pretty quick. Did you change anything to start off that set, or anything happen differently for you?
They're really good. Like, there's nothing to really say. They're just really good. They're beach volleyball players. You can just tell the shots that they hit. The lefty is just she hits great shots. Like, that's all I have to say. Like, it was just hard to defend them up there at the net. I would make a good move and swipes off my ear. Like, she just, like, they made good shots. Like, with the little room that we gave them, they did good.
Did you make any adjustments, or you just kind of get used to that?
Just kind of got used to it, read her tendencies a little bit more, and went back to my training and going across and things like that.
What did that first point in the third set do for you guys? I think Lexi had the dig, you had the second touch, somehow Kenzie got the kill now.
I think it really like set the tone for that third set. Like, we're here to get stuff done. We're playing with our heart. That's something else that we really need to do too.
Well, you guys knew Long Beach State was running a fast offense coming in. How beneficial was it to face Pepperdine, who ran fast as well, coming to it knowing their tendencies?
It was
Very
good. We were like
beneficial.
already knew that we needed to train the same way we did for them, so it was very simple. And
All right, thank you, everybody.
thank you.
Thanks, guys.
You know, I talked to the team after the match about, it was a really good win. We played some good volleyball today. The crowd got their money's worth. Really impressed with Long Beach, but this match had a lot more meaning to it because it's one of the reasons you play sports is about building relationships, and we had some very strong relationships with Long Beach. Tyler, and you guys just talked to. Callie, and then also Zaina Meyer, who actually came to Dream Team camp when Lexi Rodriguez committed, and we weren't recruiting a setter at that time, but I think she would have loved to have come here. And so anyway, I followed her through her career, and of course, now she's with Tyler, and just a great competitor, great player. Sometimes there's more to sports than just winning and losing. It's about the relationships that you built, and this was a special match, and our crowd was really into it, and just how they treat Callie and Tyler, with the introductions and everything. It's very meaningful, and I wanted our players to understand that, and so that was our talk after the match, and several of them were in tears before the match. They were in tears after the match because of the relationships they have with Tyler and Callie specifically. So, having said that, I thought I love Long Beach is a fun team to play. They go fast, they get after it, they fly around, they cover really well. So we can learn some things from this match, and I just thought our size warmed down a little bit, and our serving got to them a little bit, and our defense. They're probably not used to being dug like that, and even Ani Evans was making incredible digs tonight, so that was fun to watch.
How do you manage the emotions of a week like this, when not only are you playing this one we have ties, but coming off a very intense match against Creighton midweek?
Yeah, that's a great question. I was really worried about today, emotionally, where they might be. But then I look at Creighton, had to play last night and went 254 swings total. I mean, that is a long match. Sis had 93 swings. So I showed that to our team, and I'm like, hey, we didn't even come close to this, and they did it 48 hours later. But the other part of it is recovery. So mental and emotional and physical recovery. So Thursday we did a great job of recovering. Friday we were able to go hard yesterday, and they came in pretty I would say feeling pretty good today and fired up, ready to play.
What do you like about Maggie on the right side?
She's big, or she's tall, she's physical. I actually talked to her when we were recruiting her about potentially putting her at the opposite position. So this isn't, and she actually played some with her club team. So it's not new to her. I feel bad that we've been training her in the middle, and then we just had to throw her out there literally with 1 day of practice. But I've told you guys, I mean, that kid's a competitor. You have her do anything. You just saw her compete and make all those kind of funky plays at the net. She's flying around, popping one-arm balls up, and she competes.
Yeah, take us through your thought process of Maggie instead of Hayden like we saw on Wednesday.
I just felt like Maggie would be by moving Lindsay back to the left. I mean, that's really where we want to play her. So I wanted to see how this would look with Maggie, because it does create some matchup problems for other teams. I mean, that's a big block over there you got to deal with all night. And so I just wanted to see what we could do with that.
Would you have played Maggie if Allie was available?
If Allie was available,
Yeah.
no, we would still be in the system we were in.
When did you find out that Allie was available?
About 8 points into the Creighton match.
Well, you mentioned that she was day-to-day after the
I didn't mention that, no. She came out, so it's going to be a while. I mean, it could be next week, it could be another month, who knows? So nobody, it's her abs the one that's deciding, and our trainer, Jolene.
You mentioned after the first match you played, Maggie that was the nervous she had ever been. How were her nerves tonight for her?
Oh, she seemed fine tonight. I mean, she had that look of I'm getting after it tonight. So she's fun to coach, man. There's a reason she's a two-sport high-level athlete. I mean, you got to have a mindset to do that, and she's got that. And she brings it every day.
What does it say about the versatility of your front row that you can move players around and still hit 283?
Well, that's good, and this team is. You have to have a special team to be able to do that, and they have to. This is our with each other for each other. They got to play with each other for each other, because we're moving a lot of people around. I feel bad for Lindsay, that she's started on the left, she goes to the right, she's back on the left, and I said on the radio she's going to go down as one of the most favorite players I've ever coached, just because she just tells me, Coach, I'll do whatever you want me to do, and it's pretty nice in this day and age to have players that, hey, just tell me what I got to do, I'll do it.
Anything else? Maddie surpassed 1,000 career kills in the match.
Did she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of accomplishment is that to do that in this?
How many digs does she have?
A lot.
She have over 1,000? Okay, talk to me when she gets the 1,000 club.
All right.
Okay, thanks, guys.